low key, this is a hack. I don't care what nobody says. This is a hack. If you don't have a lighter brow shade for your brow product, this is a hack. Hey baes, it's MakeupBae here, coming back to you with another video. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how I did my flawless eyebrows. I know a lot of you guys have been asking how I do my eyebrows, so I thought why not give you guys a video. But before we get into it, make sure you're hitting the notification bell button, the like button, and most importantly, your bae. You're supposed to be subscribing. I don't know why you ain't subscribed yet, but make sure you're hitting that button. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay guys, so we're gonna start working on our brows. I did this one off camera and we're just gonna do the other one. So you want to take your spoolie or your eyebrow brush, whichever one works, whatever works for you, and you're going to brush those eyebrow hairs up. You want to be able to see your shape, and this is easier to define your brow. So for our brow product, we're going to use the Maybelline Tattoo Studio brow pomade, and this is in the shade 360 Deep Brown. So we're going to use this to do our brows. I normally use a brow pencil to define it first and then go in with this, but that's more so when I'm doing like a really dramatic brow, whatever. But this is what I've been doing lately for a natural eyebrow. You want to take your angle brush. I'm just using the one that came with the pomade. However, I do have other brush options. A good angle brush is the one by e.l.f. This one by Morphe. This is the Morphe PK46. This is the pink edition, but an angle brush by Morphe, either or works. You want to use like any thin angle brush. A thick eyebrow brush, if you use a thicker eyebrow brush, that one just makes your eyebrows more thicker. But if you use a thinner one, you have more control. Your brows are more than likely to come out how they want if you use a thinner angle brush. We're starting right before the arch of the brow, and we're gonna make short strokes. I had to say that slowly because if I say it fast, it's gonna sound like some BS that I don't want to say. So we're gonna make short strokes, and we're just gonna go downward, following the shape of our brow. And you want to put like a medium pressure on your brows. You don't want to go too hard because you don't want your brows to be too harsh. You don't want to go too light because you still want pigment in your brows. Then I'm going to go in the beginning of my brow, and I'm just going to still define that bottom line. And when I'm doing that, I'm also making those brush strokes going upward. Next, we're going to do the same thing at the top. We're going to start before the arch of our brow, and we're going to follow the shape of our brow, brushing those hairs downward. I purposely left this space here, and what we're going to do with this space in the front of our brow, I'm going to just take whatever's left. I'm not gonna grab any more product, but I'm just gonna take whatever's left and brush upwards. I'm just gonna take those hairs. It's okay if you mess up because we're gonna go back and clean it. And that's how it looks. This is how this brow looks cleaned up. Get closer. This is how this brow looks cleaned up, and this is how this brow looks uncleaned up. So to clean our brows, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the hydrating one, not the 16-hour one. And I'm just gonna take my concealer brush. This is a e.l.f. concealer brush, just a small flat brush. Going to carefully just line the concealer up and clean my brow. Because this is a very thin concealer, if you need to grab more product, you can do so. Just be careful, because the more product you use, the more likely you're going to get on your brows, and we don't want that, because we don't want to start our brows over. So next we're going to clean the top of our brow, and for the top of my brow, what I do is I use the same concealer that I used at the bottom, the e.l.f. concealer, and I mix it in with the concealer that I use to contour my brows. This one is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 40. You can totally just use your foundation shade, but this is what I'm doing because I like the color I'm getting. Whatever is left on my concealer brush, and for the top or the beginning of our brow here, I'm just going to tap that leftover beginning of our brow, just tap it, and then back in with our blending brush. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this is the Morphe M173 brush. It looks like this. Obviously it will be cleaner, but it looks like this, and I'm just going to tap the brush as well and brush up. So now we have that ombre effect. Low key, this is a hack. I don't care what nobody says, this is a hack. If you don't have a lighter brow shade for your brow product, this is a hack. Alright you guys, that completes my brow tutorial. This is how they came out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any thoughts, concerns, transgressions, leave that too. If I helped you in any way, leave that too. Whatever, just leave it down in the comments below. Make sure you hit the notification bell button so you know when Bae is coming at you with another video. Hit the like button if you liked it, or dislike button if you didn't like it. But most importantly, make sure you're subscribing. You're supposed to be Bae. You ain't Bae if you ain't subscribed. So, and that's the end of the video. I'll see you guys in another one. Bye, Baes.